Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Seas by Degrees. My name is Anastasiya Plotnikova, and I am a first-year PhD student in the Department of Marine Biology and Ecology here at the Rosenstiel School for Marine and Atmospheric Science. Did you know that emerging research has linked some antidepressants to effects on heart function? Before I dive into the reasons for this relationship, let me introduce you to the serotonin molecule. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that's useful for a variety of physiological processes, such as digestion, healing wounds, and modulating blood pressure and even mood. You have probably heard of serotonin, mostly in the context of mood regulation, and that is why antidepressants, or SSRIs, are used to prevent serotonin reuptake into the cell. As you can see here, SSRIs like Prozac can block the serotonin transporter and prevent reabsorption back into the presynaptic cell after the transmission of the signal from one neuron to the next. Therefore, there is more serotonin in the synapse than before, as indicated by these green dots. In general, serotonin is a highly conserved molecule found in bilateral animals, that is, worms, insects, humans, and fish, and it is usually made from the amino acid tryptophan and degraded by an enzyme called monoamine oxidase, or MAO. So, at this point, you may be wondering, what does a marine biologist have to do with this fascinating and multifaceted molecule? In our lab, we work with toadfish, who, as we mentioned before, also have serotonin and are also sometimes exposed to antidepressants via pollution in the water. Over the past few years, our lab has discovered that toadfish also possess the serotonin transporter, monoamine oxidase, tryptophan, and all of these components that we're weaving together in our serotonin story. Because the truth is, like many things in science, serotonin function is just not well understood yet. And so, we are currently trying to understand the role of serotonin in cardiovascular function. Because the same study that highlighted the presence of the transporter in toadfish tissues showed that the highest levels of serotonin transporter were actually in the heart of the toadfish. And in mammals, serotonin can regulate vascular resistance in the cardiovascular system. So putting those two things together makes it very interesting. And it asks, why do you think there's so much serotonin transporter in the heart to begin with? We know that fish hearts evidently want to take up a lot of serotonin from the blood. And we know that blood passes through the heart's 4 chambers and back out into the gill to get oxygenated. And the next step is to understand why there's so much transport. And by studying toadfish, we can apply this knowledge to understanding human heart function because serotonin is such a highly conserved molecule throughout the animal kingdom. And it can actually elicit a variety of responses mediated by receptors located on the cells, which is another area of interest for human health research. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Seas by Degrees, and please feel free to visit the Rasmus Toadfish Lab website, linked below, for any questions.